So let me ask you something in regards to the interacting with continental Africans that actually make it to North America, and and the mistreatment that they may receive, or the non-welcome that they may receive from citizens in North America, the so-called African American. Do you think those reports are making it back home? That's feeding, like, like the
Yes.
wasted opportunity that I hear a lot of continental folks speak of, and a lot of people that come from all over the planet,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
sitting here
I'm,
with resources and not using them. You know what I'm saying? Not applying
oh, no
ourselves.
doubt.
Not
Oh, no doubt. Yes. Yes. I've experienced that too. I've talked to brothers and sisters from the continent here uh, in America that they were admonished to stay away from blacks. First of all,
mm-hmm.
don't go no. Don't go. So they were admonished, and they don't know our history. They don't know how the process that happened to us. So they figure we're in the belly of the beast, and we're not taking advantage of what Great White Pappy has offered us.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that is completely true. And there's a lot of contention. I remember when I was at Compton College, we were trying to, when I was in Black Student Union,
Mm-hmm.
the brothers and sisters would not join it. The brothers and sisters from Africa would not join the Black Student Union.
So,
Okay,
do you think it's all one-sided, or have they run into enough of that African booty scratcher, that that internalized hate, that may have been projected by African Americans onto them, or you think, or is it a mix? You know what I'm saying? Like, was there an?
Definitely a mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we both been lied to. We both been lied to. We both been mentally destroyed. We're both mentally damaged. So there's enough quote unquote blame on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way that this thing is going to be resolved is like any other particular conflict or disagreement, is when the two sides sit down with sincerity to discuss this thing, to discuss what has happened to us both. Okay, how did we get here? What is the mechanism, the political mechanism that brought us both to this particular situation that we're in? Now, until we have that particular dialogue, we're going to continually to operate out of the mental conceptions that we have from ourselves and one another. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to sit down with anyone and resolve anything if first I see myself in the context of how somebody else sees me, and not how I've defined myself.
Mm.
So it's going to take this deep self-reflection, and then it's going to take us sitting down with one another, as I did in some instances in Africa, and having this sincere, painful dialogue. And you start with the fear, like the good Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said. Let's start with our fear. We are afraid of that beast. He's done tremendous damage, maybe unrepairable damage in some cases, or quite a few cases. And we have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And start from that hurt, from that pain, and then go there. Because once you acknowledge the pain, once you acknowledge the fear, then you can move into healing. Because as long as you don't acknowledge that fear, then it's ego. See, that's what ego is. The denial of the fear that you're expressing. So we have to begin there. Otherwise, it's only going to get worse. Anything that has oxygen, anything that breathes, anything that's considered life is only doing one of two things: it's either growing or dying.
Mm.
And I contend that we are in the throes of death at this particular point. There's just too much dissension and hatred amongst ourselves. As I'm sure you well know, the social media, or what I call unsocial media, just proliferated with this hate. Everything begins with the negative.